and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for yet another episode of the irae, and welcome with this amazing picture of Machina. So this is where we ended last time. I still didn't bother with the green screen, as you can see, but I guess I feel better, but I'm way too excited to being bothered with a green screen, so I'm just going to continue reading, and yeah, we'll see how the outcome will go with Trifa and if Ren can catch up to everything. So yeah, I guess let's go. So is my camera fine? I think I should go with a little bit like this. Yeah, okay, let's go. The thunderous roar of the somber night made everyone present lose their breath, even Eleanor, while not exactly overawed by the sigh, displayed an emotion akin to admiration. The battle cry was great enough to shake the air. No, the ground. It was less like a sound, it was more like a boom of raw power that could make space itself shatter and burst. Apparently expressing the will to fight or kill in such a way in inducing bursts and turning it into damage potential was by no means a rare technique. His power was great and dense beyond gouging, but it still paled in comparison to gold. Anyone who knew the beast wouldn't be menaced by the somber night power. Wouldn't be menaced, you say, huh? But his fists can hurt him. He can kill Reinhardt, apparently. At least that's what Trifa said, unless Trifa is mistaken, and we are all bamboozled here. Thus, Gods von Berlinhen, the Iron Nigredo, was feared for another reason. Specifically the difference, the amplitude between his stillness and motion. He suppressed his presence so well that no one could feel it, and displayed it all with the overwhelming roar. The tens of thousands of soldiers, whirling within the night, followed him without making as much as a cut, proving the command with which he rallied his army to be beyond imagination. The orderly soldiers were now released from the yokes restraining them. When it came to utilizing Carcraft sorcery, the power based on the control and hanging the souls, he was likely the most proficient of them all, as if made to be like that. What a good catch! He was most likely, Machina utilized the grace granting to him by the shadowy Mercury to its full extent. It's in certain situations that ability of his might even surpass Reinhardt's. Yeah, like we said, he can kill Reinhardt. That's kind of weird if you think about this, for some reasons, because he's part of Reinhardt, so he's lower in power than Reinhardt, but he have the thing going all around, being created by Mercurius as well. So basically he's part of Reinhardt, but he's also made by Mercurius by fighting with a lot of people over and over and over. And yeah, he's inferior version of Ren that is unable to wield Mari, if you think about this. But also he's superior in some ways, he can actually hurt Reinhardt. The appearance of the Iron Hero made the shining golden lance fade away like fog. No one on the scene knew if Trifa could only use it for a short time, or if he had some other reason to make it disappear. But the fact of the matter was that he returned to being barehanded. In that state, he began voicing a blunt complaint. I guess Lance avoided Samuel, so it would avoid Machina as well, right? It would just avoid him, so there's no reason to attack with Lance. I was for a second your defense will do nothing against Machina, so why you hide the Lance? You should just attack with it. But yeah, he can only shoot it, it's the first thing, and the other thing is that it will probably avoid him anyway, so yeah. The only option is to just go into defense mode, try to brawl with him, somehow, and in the meantime doesn't care about attacks of others, so he can focus purely on him. So that's a smart idea.
おっしゃる通り、確かに読みが外れたようですね。あなたは一刻も早く死にたがっていると思ったのですが、巻きなきを。
I mean, there's no one strong enough in the fight, and it's not like he's going to do suicide. Also, dying doesn't mean that he will die. Dying in his case means that he will go back to Reinhardt Castle and just being reincarnated again. So, yeah.
私が用意した死に場所では、お気に召さぬというわけですか。
The Knight Iron was his bane. Facing him would surely lead to the priest's demise. He acknowledged that and avoided encountering Nigredo. By setting him up with a battle he would surely obsess over, thus reducing the possibility of him taking part in this event. But alas...
愚問。たわごとだ、生産杯。
Completely ignoring the priest's lament, Machina took a step forward. He was a champion, a warrior through and through. Till the Eight opened and provided him with the opportunity to unleash his all, he would not tolerate his own incompleteness. No battle prior to that was considered fair by him.
乱地騒ぎに興味はない。だがその果てが俺にとっては最後の戦だ。
Okay. He had awaited this moment for 60 long years. The battle that would grant him final death wasn't by accepting as genuinely until they both were at the ultimate peak of their respective powers. This time was not yet right. But if Reinhardt is like, if you want to fight with Ren on your like absolute best, wouldn't that mean that like your absolute best would be after the 8 is opened, but that would mean Reinhardt is back, and wouldn't you be absorbed by Reinhardt? Like, you're part of him, like, he's just like sending you because he cannot come here like by himself. I mean, he can, we saw it on the bridge, but I guess he doesn't care. But when he's like fully reincarnated, I would assume that he would like assimilate you. So you won't be able to fight Ren. Unless your absolute best is like being inside Reinhardt, and that's what you mean, and then we'll have like Reinhardt versus Ren. Potent power gathered in his fist. Trifa knew of its deadliness all too well.
今夜はまた随分と饒舌ではないですか。しかしなるほど。全力の発揮をご所望とは誰かさんと似ていますね。まず我々は共にハイドリ秘境の影から解き放たれることを念頭に置くべきだと。
Yeah, he's not talking with you. Suddenly the iron fist ran through the air, carrying a roaring wind.
あの耳に念仏。所詮奴隷のあなたにはわかりますまい。
Okay. The man of the cloth leapt backwards, dodging the metallic strike by the skin of his teeth. Then he began to plan his escape. However... Okay. Well, you cannot scratch Trifa, so stop bluffing. Just like it was in the hospital, the entire school was now within Rubedo range. Her grasp. No one standing in areas consumed by her grand artillery would ever make an escape. I see. So she's taking hostage Rhea and Kasumi, both of them, at this point. But I think like Trifa would see through this. I have a feeling like this is a bluff. I mean, they will not kill Rhea and Kasumi. They don't care about Kasumi because they don't know about like her being the other Sonnenkind. But they would not kill Rhea, so there's no reason to threat him like that. Like literally there's no reason for it. They cannot afford to lose the Sonnenkind. So I don't really see the point of this attack. Like, is she still counting that she can somehow hurt, like, Trifa?
貴様はこれにも耐えるだろうが他はどうかな
This is a bluff. Like I said, like she cannot like just tell like yeah, like you cannot kill Sonnenkind. Come on.
姫は私が責任持って守るがね
Oh.
あとは知らんよ
Oh, okay.
どうとなれ
Okay, so we can concentrate fire, but yeah, okay. And Trifa, yeah, and they can kill Kasumi, and Trifa care about Kasumi being alive because he wants to use her instead of Rhea. It's still like, if he wants to use Kasumi instead of Rhea, why kill Rhea? I mean, I guess killing Rhea will make Sonnenkind die and Reinhardt will not come back. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so basically, she took Kasumi as the hostage. It was the bluff. Eleanor was completely serious. If Trifa tried to escape the school, she would blow it all to bits.
火晴れを巻きな貴様なら消滅だけは避けられるはずだこの程度しのげんようでは土台配慮批評の近衛とは言えん
構わん問題ない
Okay? He's like, yeah, I can take it, just I don't give a fuck. So good. The only ones who could withstand Rubedo cannon fire were Makina and Eiherar like Eleanor herself, the indestructible divine vessel, and Rhea Himuro, the Sonnenkind she claimed she would protect. Anyone else would surely crumble to ashes, just like Lisa. Kay held her breath, trying to process the situation, until the sudden realization left her completely speechless. It was happening again. They weren't even considering her as the part of their design. She was less than trash to them. In their eyes, the sole value of the girl known as Kei Sakurai was to be a potential sacrifice to the swastika. As if to prove it, the three completely ignored her and continued their exchange.
あなたが私を攻撃するのは立場上不忠になるのではないですか
I mean, you betrayed them first.
ああだがすでに不忠者のせいで金を破ったならば一度も二度も変わらんだろう不本意だがね罰は後で粛々とハイドリヒ教の御前で受けるとしよう故にどうする死なれては困るのだろう
Yeah, so, okay, so Samuel realized that he needs Kasumi. I mean, Kasumi was supposed to die back in the hospital and she survived, like, Trifa helped her escape, so... I mean, okay, Ren helped her escape, but she saw that, so she realized that Kasumi is important. So, yeah, okay. Eleanor shifted her gaze towards the one being that didn't seem to belong here.
栗は読めた双子の片割れか
Yep, okay.
ああ名は何と言ったかな
Johan.
ヨハンだ
Yep. Rubedo Nigeredo detailed the situation as Trifa stood silent, not even trying to hide any of it.
そうヨハンだ生きていたのだなブレンナーらしいそして貴様らしいと言ってやるか前者は愚かしく後者は薄汚い哀れだよその少女いっそここで何も知らぬまま行かせてやるのが慈悲と思えぬこともないまあ何にせよ
The cold grin and the light chuckle, Eleanor turned around as if to display that she didn't even need to see what happened next.
罪だクリストフ貴様の巡礼とやら
Just then, the sober knight launches another metallic strike towards the priest. He didn't dodge, or rather he couldn't. Considering he was facing two veteran battalion's commanders, one might say this was were all too obvious. Okay, he's done. By dodging the first blow, the priest got into position they found desirable. Then, while Eleanor sealed his ability to escape and converse with him, Makina perfected the distance between them, everything was planned. Now, Kasumi Ayasu was on the same straight line as Trifa and Makina. Yeah, I was about to say that... Why you attack Trifa? Like, if you are like smart villain, then you should just like go and attack Kasumi, and Trifa will try to protect her. But yeah, seems like they're actually doing this. Same straight line as Trifa and Makina. Had the priest dodged the attack, she would have surely died, so he could do nothing but accept it. The result of the blow were palpable.
無駄だ。知っているだろ
Yep,
う。俺に砕けぬもの。
even Divine Vessel. The vessel that boasted of complete and forceful invincibility was now beginning to creak. Though he protected himself by crossing his arms, the fact that it damaged him was undeniable. That was also like, Machina is more than perfect spear, because Reinhardt's spear is like the perfect attack, perfect spear, right? The strongest spear, and body of Trifa is the strongest shield. Apparently not. Like, Machina Fist is like something beyond. There's no better proof for it than the groans escape his mouth.
今のはいささか非道ではありませんかな。牧名教騎士たる御身が不女子を盾にするような道を選ぶとは驚きだ。
Ooh, wow.
誤解するな。
Yeah,
俺は騎士道など知らん。
he's a fighter in the first place.
知っているのは戦場の掟だけだ。
Yep,
立ち入れ。
exactly.
女子供のわけなし。
Laws of the battlefield, huh? Fuck.
ゆえに何もかも終わってしまえと。やれやれ。あなたが一番ハイドリ秘境に近いですな。少子。お前が言うことか。
He pulled back the fist he lashed, displaying the kind of placidity that seems to imply the complete lack of worry about the counterattacks. His defenses was on a completely different dimension compared to Trifa. While the priest didn't protect himself due to absolute certainty of his endurance, the Somber Knight had unshakable confidence in his attack power.
誰よりも奴に依存している身で笑わせる。
Wow. A downward strike sent the casco-clad corpus flying, all dominating offense clashed against indominant defense. The two ultimately failed to cancel each other out, resulting in the former victory over the latter. As a result, he couldn't withstand his blows. Triff was being pummeled into his demise, unable to do anything to stop it. The sight made Rhea subconsciously reach out towards him. See, that's what I said always. Like, Rhea tried to save him in the Kasumi Road. But you reminded me that she actually did not back in times. Like, she actually saved the Ren by, like, stopping Trifa. And she got stabbed in the process as well. But, like, come on, she cares. See? See? I mean, he's like a father figure to her. You may hate him, but he's still like her father, so in the situation like this, she would obviously try to, like, help him, right? Subconsciously. As he was too far. She was just as powerless as the priest himself. Though Rhea was the one who sparked this event, its flow was completely out of her hands. I mean, they don't want to kill you, so if you shield Trifa once again, then Makina will not kill you. You are the, like, Rhea is the... If you think about this, Rhea is the strongest shield in this whole game. She has the strongest, like, defensive powers. Like, no one wants to kill her actively. She was confused about what she should do. The girl simply didn't know how to feel about the priest. Unless you're Trifa. Then Trifa wants to kill her somehow, for some reason. I mean, yeah, we know for what reason, so Kasumi can be the sullen kind, yeah. One blow after the other, the iron Nigredo continued punching Trifa. Every hit seems to shave something away from him, make him break, shatter, and gradually disappear. I'm surprised he can handle that much, actually. It was over for him. The priest would be defeated and perish. Even with the untrained eyes, he could still easily predict the outcome of their battle. She could, yeah. However,
どうして
she couldn't help but voice the exact same question. She had asked herself countless times before. Why was he so keen on keeping her alive? A woman this wicked, a girl this dangerous. Choosing to kill her would be far more reasonable, and that was exactly what she thought he was trying to do just a moment ago. But you're not the only one confused, Rhea. With an unbefitting serious expression on his face, all the while voicing groans of genuine desperation, he forced himself to stand strong and brave as he faced the undefeatable foe. I mean, he's protecting Kasumi, not you. He literally tried to murder you a few seconds ago. Was it for her sake? Was it her fault? Did she do anything for him that would warrant with such a fervent struggle? She didn't understand him. The girl just couldn't guess what the priest was thinking. And yet, after witnessing his sacrificial devotion, Rhea couldn't help but be scared of him. Did that make her lowlife, a pile of human filth, or perhaps something entirely detached from humanity? What did Valeria Trifa mean to Rhea Himuro, and what did the Sonnenkind meant to Christoph?
心配はいらない。言ったろ。我々は玉体を休んじ立てまつると。
Yeah, so what if I throw myself on Trifa and you cannot hurt him because I'm his shield? Eleanor spoke up as if to prevent Rhea from reaching towards him again. With her back turned to the heated battle, the woman came to stand right next to the girl. I mean, I guess she could just like grab Rhea and just like stop her from moving, right? Like, that's not the problem.
あれの守り。そのど外れた強度の秘密は2つある。1つはベルリンの黄金連星をもとにクラフトが、というよりイザークが城を飛ばした際の副産物だよ。
Byproduct from when Kraft, or rather Isaac. Okay, why did you put Mercurius and Isaac in one sentence, making them like, that was interesting. Launch the castle by using Berlin transportation of gold. Byproduct, huh?
すなわち対魔、対物理、対時間、対偶然。そうした防御膜を極限まで強化。そうしてもう一つは。
Yeah.
鎧。
Anti-magic, anti-physical, anti-time, anti-accident, okay. Eleanor revealed Divine Vessel greatest mysteries in a complete and nonchalant manner, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. As she listened, Rhea nearly fainted, a perfectly reasonable reaction considering that.
のうちに渦巻くバルハラのレギオン。魂の総和が常識外れの密度を有しているからに他ならん。わかるかな？あれはハイドリヒ教の玉体なのだよ。
And you're actively destroying it. But yeah, like you said, like you will deal with the consequences later and accept your punishment, I guess. I'm still wondering, like, because we never actually saw Trifa body being destroyed, per se, before Reinhardt comes back. Last time Reinhardt came back when Trifa was still alive, he's been injured, but he was still alive, and Reinhardt just came back to his body. So what would happen if his body is gone? How will he materialize? Is he going to find another vessel for his soul? Or maybe his soul will be just solidified? I'm very curious about, like... I kinda want Reinhardt to come back now. In this road. Because if Trifa will be gone and destroyed by Machina, I want to see how Reinhardt will come back. Huh. The Divine Vessel was Reinhardt's flesh, and Vaira Trifa was the Golden Beast. That was the gist of what Eleanor had just said.
今マキナが削っているのは前者だ。あれを崩せる者は奴しかいない。故に安堵されよ。我々はハイドリッヒは肉体を破壊。
Never mind then.
久しを借りて母屋も取ろうという不心得な居候。獅子心中の癌を叩き出そうとしているだけだ。
I felt like since like he's cracking and stuff, then Trifa body is getting destroyed, but seems like not. Like Machina is able to like directly strike only Trifa soul. Okay. They were about to break the barrier, which had been sealing Reinhardt Castle, his creational figment, for over 60 years. The result of such act were no doubt evident, even to be the slowest thinker. The other world that perpetually expanded within the unbreakable vessel was about to be released. The event would be akin to the burst of the balloon, filled with the amount of water held back by a dam.
盾がなくなれば城の流出はもう止められん。堤防が消えるのだからバルハラの総軍は流れ出ていく。まあ現段階ではそれに極めて近い想像だがね。
It would only be creation that's only edging on emanation. Emanation is the fourth degree that we heard only one time mentioned by Rusauka. That's only edging on the emanation. Rusauka made the research and discovered that it's possible to have emanation, but no one ever reached that. Eleanor speak like someone did. Did Reinhardt reach emanation actually? Emanation? Because she's saying that creation that's only edging on emanation, so she sounded like she witnessed the emanation. Well, Reinhardt is on whole other level. And Rusauka had no way of knowing that he's able to do this actually. Like literally zero chance.
その時をもって主要代行は任を解かれる。奴は用済みだ。この第七に解ければよい。故にテレジア、御身が抱えているとおぼしき不可解な干渉は。
The girl didn't want to hear it. Rare raised her voice to stop the woman's words. It was an action completely opposed to her intentions, as she actually wanted and had to know the truth behind it. However, it was too hard for her to accept the answer. She began to see. Even if she could untangle the complex feelings she had been wrestling with all this time, it was already too late. Was she worried about Father Trifa, or did she fear him? Was she worried about Divine Vessel of Gold, or did she fear him? 60 years ago, Valera Trifa had a completely different appearance. After all, his body wasn't the one he had now. Yeah, we remember from the backstory CGs. The source of her swaying feelings was the fear her grandfather felt towards the one he believed to be his father. She inherited it through her very soul. Rhea was bound by that fear and led the priest to his place of execution while being completely unaware of who he really was. In an attempt to protect Fuji, she accidentally pressed the switch to the release of the ultimate despair. Was there anything she could do to make up for it? I didn't see how she could turn back now. She thought herself a fool. and the thoughtless little girl. She had always known that Carcraft Ars Magna wasn't weak enough to be ruined by someone as meager as her. She knew it well, yet she still brought about such a harrowing predicament. If they let her, she would have killed herself right then and there, okay? But they will not. Also, if you would like to protect Tripa, then Eleanor will just stop you. God damn it.
自害ならいずれもっとしたくなる。いや、それとも生の執着になるのかね。どちらでもよいがね。
And Mori, Eleanor uttered the curse and silently chuckled to herself before going on the businesslike manner, as if to proclaim that she was done with the girl.
その頂点は第八の解放でだ。せいぜい貯めておくがいいよ、テレジア。その祈りを持って、この世をグラズヘイムに塗り替えよう。もはや言うまでもないと思うが、あちらの少女はあなたの血縁。出来損ないなので死んだということにされていたイザークの弟、その孫に当たるらしい。
Also, yeah, I didn't talk about this on the previous episode actually, but I want to thank you for your comments and of the previous episodes, because you explained to me basically, like told me, answered my questions about why Reinhardt actually agreed to be like in that other plane and stuff. Basically, Mercurius and Reinhardt have the relation that they both have plans and they just need each other. Like Mercurius need Reinhardt to just calm down and sit tight until he can like create someone, being able to like, you know, get rid of his foreknowledge, get rid of Mercurius basically, right? Like we learned like a few episodes ago. And Reinhardt wants someone worthy to fight, right? Someone who can actually defeat Reinhardt. So Mercurius is basically creating opponent for Reinhardt, and Reinhardt is like waiting for Mercurius to achieve his own goal. So it's like symbiotic relation here. Yeah.
クリストフはあれを使うことで五色を狂わせる腹だったのだな。城の流出を起こさずに、その無限再生という黄金のみをかすめ取る。まったくゲスの考えそうなことだよ。そう思うだろう。故に気に余つともいい。奴は正真正銘のクズであり。
Upon saying that, Eleanor shifted her gaze from Rhea and instantly changed her attitude.
で、それはそうと。貴様は何を先ほどから私の顔を見ている。
Yeah, she don't like being a sacrifice. She then addressed another person in a condescending manner, Sakurai Kei, who was splendidly ignored by everyone present.
猿回しの猿にも劣る不格好な踊りを幾度も私の視界に入れていたが、罰が欲しいのか貴様。いいぞ。今はすこぶる機嫌がいい。名乗れよ能なし。貴様どういう了見で私の部下を愚弄している。キルヒアイゼンの席に座って、そのみっともない集会を晒し続けているのは何のつもりだ。
If Eleanor is salty about someone, that must be a Valkyria. Yep. There wasn't a hint of anger in her tone. She looked down on Kay, so much she didn't even deem her worthy of her rage. People who got angry at animals were rare, so why would Eleanor get mad at someone she likened a monkey? However, the woman had no intention of tolerating the girl's savageness. Her eyes were freezing cold, a perfect show of her intention to not graze Kay with a hint of warmth.
私は
While being practically bound in place by the chills running across her entire body, Kay spoke up in a trembling voice.
桜井ケイと言います。ベアトリス・キルヒアイゼン中尉の後継として11年前に。
クリストフか。なるほど。故にそのざま、苦靴であり負の遺産だな。 さて、どうするか。
The priest predicament continued, even as they talked. Yeah, we'll certainly go to Makina. And not only was Trifa incompatible with Makina, but he also had nearly none of the battle powerless to the Somber Knight. It was a one-sided battle that wouldn't last longer than a few more minutes. It's still long. Minutes against, like, being punched by Makina? I would say this is impressive as fuck. Completely certain of Trifa impending doom, Eleanor began to see him as a dead man after all.
例の小僧はバルハラ流出の後にマキナか我が君の勲となってもらわねばならん。であれば別に第八の逃げがいる。
Oh, so we need you to survive, I guess. So you will protect her as well, right? From the blast. Because you need her. The one looked down at Kay, talking about how they would open the final swastika if Ren was dedicated to either her lord. If Ren was dedicated to either her lord or Camerant, what would be the appetizer? At that moment, they had 3 potential candidates for that role. Oh right, Shiro, Ren or Sakurai. Okay, never mind. They don't need her.
美しくないな。とはいえ、マレウスを倒した少年はシュライバーの獲物だ。
Yeah, okay.
奴に計画的な殺人など私はみじんも。
So you're going to choose Ren?
いつどこでどう殺すか読みようがないので除外しよう。ではそう。なあおい。残りはどうしたらよいと思う？
Lenore formed a grin as she looked down at Kay. The girl bit her lower lip before speaking up.
あなたは
The one words and mannerism were far too blunt for Kay not to understand the implications. After all, Eleanor presented it as if she was talking to a monkey. Kay certainly considered herself stupid, but even she couldn't comprehend the Crimson Knight's words to an amusing extent. The girl muttered with a creaking voice,
私にここで死ねとおっしゃる。
but at the match.
貴様か。
Yeah.
そこ。
The pallid mask was still violently shaking as Kay held it close to her heart. Oh, I forgot. Right, I was thinking about Ren. I didn't thought about Kain. I mean, technically, Ren can open the thing as well, right? Like, Mari's soul is so dense that it should be able to open the thing. I forgot about the mask. Tuba Kain was sealed within.
早いか遅いか大差あるまい。それとも貴様。
After a minute's pause, Eleanor's eyes flashed with a wicked glint. Her entire body shuddered when suddenly a crimson flower bloomed before her.
最後まで残れるつもりでいるのかよ。
Ooh. Yep. She dodged a pillar of fire erupting from the under her feet by the herb relief. It was an action caused by intuition rather than reflex, and its succeed was downward miraculous. The concrete on which she stood but a moment before was boiling. Kay didn't have the slightest idea just how great the heat had to be to cause that.
構成があがくか。よいぞ。芯までふぬけではないようだ。
Okay. Sakura, it's time to you to like get your third degree to utmost levels and to become like avatar of fire that can like just like withstand any heat.
定款した増票などひねり殺す気にもならん。ならば城の一部となるにふさわしい遊具を示せ。愛玩の道受けとして勝ってやらんこともない。
The hottest of the Empress, Eleanor leisurely crossed the familiar pillar she had created. The woman was clearly enjoying herself.
構成
Cannon fodder. She wasn't wrong to call her that. Okay, soul accumulated to a battalion, Eleanor constituted to an entire army. Their battle was akin to the clash of thousands against several tens of thousands. Facing her would be a fool's errand. and the situation allowed for no means of escape. So what could she do now? What could she choose and believe in? Shift through hell, while harboring the desire to survive until she gained the grace of gold, the opening of the 8th. But alas, the dream was now on the brink of collapse. More importantly,
私はバカですザミエル卿
many people told her to use her head and think for herself by herself, while many more disparaged her as an incompetent and stupid. She couldn't help but agree. After all, even with all the evidence before her, she still wanted to avert her eyes from the truth. Reinhard Heydrich Valhalla was a place where his emperors perpetually fought each other. Yeah, pretty much. That was the true nature of the miracle of the gold sought by Kay. Yep, like immortal life, being back to life. So Kain will be back, but yeah, not the way you want. And also, you will also become the emperor. And so, one of the already graced was standing before her now, Eleanor, a monster of the woman commanding a hellish army. Speaking of a reason, far too detached from sanity. Immortal, indestructible, and perpetually resurrecting demons of war. Eternal slaves to strive. He was being coerced into accepting something like that.
できない私にはそんなもの見えない
She tightly embraced the mask with her hands. Lisa Brenner Agnerberg was already breaking, and added pressure seems almost to hasten it.
私は救いたかった
Kay wished to free him from the fate of having to fight till the day of his death. And yet,
なのにこれじゃ何も変わらないじゃないですか結局
Yeah.
私たちは
still dead pretty much. Slaves who would never find release. She didn't want that. It was completely meaningless. The priest did say that by loving a mirror image for the sake of their own bliss, the only thing she would gain was her monstrous self, but
私はそんなもののために戦ってきたんじゃない
she sought paradise on the fields of slaughter and searched for peace at the end of the glory rivers of blood. A dream so convenient and egoistic that anyone would look down on her and for following it, aka Ren. Kay knew full well what the people she had killed would never find peace after their meeting such an end. She knew it, yet couldn't bring herself to care. Hers was a dream too dear to be hindered by the conscience of morals, and she saw nothing wrong with that.
泣いて祈れば降りてくる奇跡なんていらないのよいつだって
Oh shit!
貴様ら間抜けの言い分
I clicked too many. Oh god,
致命的にずれている
my finger slipped. Sorry?
泣いて祈れば降りてくる奇跡なんていらないのよいつだって戦い勝ち取る邪魔なんかさせない
Transforming the blaze within her heart into a blade, Kay mastered her last remaining will to fight. The girl knew that she could never stand again if the flame ever disappeared.
あなたたちを認められない私はまだ諦めてなんかいないんだから
Her only remaining option was to attempt what Valeria Trifa did and damage the pentatrama before the opening of the 8. Oh, she's going to attack Rea, holy shit! In response to the girl's resolve, Eleanor. Yeah. A hint of grief and pity began to tint her tone.
そう例えば火だ
The woman lit a minuscule flame before her face, then squinted her eyes at Kay. After seeing the girl display of her will to fight and resist, she had full intent to destroy her on the spot. First she would tell her off, then reduce her to
こ
ash.
れが命消したくないと皆が守り躍起になるではどうするか
The fire gradually began to expand. From spark the flame and red to crimson, it grew outwards and assumed a brilliant formation.
他者から奪い足していくのだ消えぬように輝くように 周りを食いつぶして肥大していく。それこそが生きるということ。
I like
世の全生物に適用される絶対の法則であり黄金律だ。
how Samuel formation looks. This is such a badass thing. I saw like this concept a few times, like in like anime or something. Like this is so cool. Like you're just like standing there and like your power is just like behind you and like above, and it's like just like it's just so badass. This is one of the best looking like thing ever. A massacre's world of perpetual killing and
そ
consumption.
の点は何一つとして城とこちらに違いなどない。殺し続けたのだ。食らい続けたのだろう。それで今の貴様があるのだろう。
Okay.
生命の根源たる渇望はより大きくより多くだ。消えるのを拒むならどこまでも巨大になること。つまり
Both immortality and resurrection could only happen within the embrace of the greatest fire of all. This is what Eleanor fervently
貴
believed.
様らはハイドリヒ教と一つになる。それこそが祝福だ。震えよ。
The wave of flames began to grow, nearly blowing Kay away. It was clear that she had missed opportunity to attack. Yep, pretty much. To fight Eleanor, who had upper hands due to the distance between them, Kay had to attack first, before the one had the chance to shoot her. At the very least, the girl had to act before Rubedo got a chance to release her flames. However, Eleanor didn't let her, even since she began facing Kay. She believed an aura of murderous intent around her that reached to right where the girl stood, creating an explosive state of tension that didn't allow her to slide asleep. Even trying to launch an attack on Eleanor would make her have an outburst. To Kay, the situation was like hastily running a razor through the skin of all overinflated balloon. The girl could do nothing but stand in place and angrily grinding her teeth as Rubedo looked down at her with a stern pair of eyes. She continued to scorn her, displaying a complete lack of understanding for Kay's plight. Yeah, humiliation is real.
だというのに何を嫌がる。何を拒む。矮小な己が偉大な黄金に飲まれ消えていくのが怖いか。もとより貴様ら死別を覆そうという輩に子がなどなかろう。他者と己を重ねなければ生きていけぬ劣等ではないか。
Huh.
ならばよし。究極の炎、究極の世界、黄金のグラズヘイムに溶ける栄光を与えてやるのだ。まったく年がたいこと甚だし。
The flames finally finished forming a giant muzzle. A single shoot from that would easily reduce Kay's bones to ash.
まあどうでもよいわ。うせろ。
Less than a moment before the trigger was pulled, she subconsciously called forth a certain accident. Kay didn't mean to make it happen, nor was she trying to summon a miracle, okay? What she did was a common reaction. The most desperate situations, like a reflex made by the body rather than mind. Essentially, she cowered and curled herself up in an attempt to birth thought the incoming destruction. That action alone. Oh, Kain!
何
Summoned the situation. The explosive torrent of lightning made both battalion commanders jump backwards in an attempt to evade it. The sudden attack stopped them from both obliterating their specific targets.
やれやれ待ちくたびれましたよ。はい。
Took you a while, yep. I know this is in the middle of the fight, but I think we'll end the episode here actually. It's 15 minutes and I don't know how long it's going to be, and it seems like since Kain is up, it's going into some really interesting stuff now. Like it's getting more and more intense with each episode. And also it seems like Kain is able to damage Machina and Samuel. I mean, he have a lot of souls, right, within his sword, so yeah, that's why they dodged. Yeah, he's basically like one of the Einherjars. Like, he's extremely strong. Even though he cannot damage Divine Vessel, he can still damage the Einherjars. So yeah, his power is to be reckoned with. So yeah, anyway, thank you everyone for being with me for this episode. It's been pretty intense, and Ren is still not here. I wonder if Kain will die, like definitely, or Sakurai, like someone will die here. Anyway, thank you everyone for being with me for today's episode. I will see you in the next one. Leave up a like if you like the episode, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, check my Discord and stuff, and also you can become a member if you would like to support me, see the episodes earlier, and maybe vote in the future for like new series and stuff. So yeah, thank you everyone for being with me and for the support, and I will see you all in the next one. So for a Pocket Watch, just going out.